Learned something great yesterday, and I'm going to need a prop to help explain it. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And yesterday, I had an experience that I want to share with you, something that I learned, a couple of things that I learned actually, and I want to share them with you. I'm going to need a prop to do this today. So let me give you kind of the background. Yesterday was the hottest day of the year here in the Midwest. As a matter of fact, they were saying that we were very likely to break records. That the heat index was going to be well over 100, very humid, very sticky. Good day to go to the beach, huh? Here's what I learned. Life is a beach. Now let me explain to you how I learned that. First of all, deciding to go to the beach yesterday, the first thing you say is, well, where am I going? Because the beach that I normally go to, Michigan City, is closed. They closed it. So I found another beach through the help of some friends. It's kind of a tiny beach, but it's very, very nice. It does the job. And nobody, I mean nobody, is there during the week. I've been there on the weekends a few times, and I go very early. You got to have a strategy nowadays in the new normal. I go very, very early in the morning before anybody's there, and then I'm gone before noon when it starts to get crowded, because I don't want to catch this COVID-19. I'm very aware of social distancing. So anyway, I get to the beach. I'm there, and it's just gorgeous. All right, just absolutely gorgeous. You know, I have with me, I have, questions there. There was like a young couple about, I don't know, 40 or 50 yards away from where I was sitting. They had a little baby, and the mom's taking the baby, bringing the baby into the water. The baby starts crying real loud. The mom puts the baby in the water, and then after a while, the baby starts crying and can't get enough of the water. The baby wants to go in the water over and over and over again. Further down the beach is a mom with 3 or 4 kids that are a little bit older, probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old, something like that. And these kids are screaming. They're loud, they're excited. They're, hey, mom, hey, every little thing. And so the first question that came to my mind is, why are kids so loud at the beach? And the answer is because they're excited. They're trying something that's not in their typical comfort zone. It's something that they go and they don't know if they're going to like it. They go in, they like it, they love it, they start screaming, and everything that comes out in their mouth is at a volume that's incredibly loud. You can hear them all the way down the end of the beach. So anyway, one of the questions, if you're from New England, that people always ask, and I bet they ask it all over the country, is, and I'll ask it the way we in Boston would ask it, how's the water? All right, and the answer is frequently, it's warm as toast. Now, I've never heard anybody in any other part of the country say it's warm as toast, but here we go. The water is warm, it's beautiful. It's, near the end of the summer, and, in the beginning of the summer, you go in the water, I go to Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is like, water's icy cold, but by this time of the year, the water is the perfect temperature. It's refreshing, it's not cold, it's absolutely beautiful. So what am I going to do at the beach? Well, I'm going to go in the water. I absolutely love the water, but I made plans, and I have a little schedule that I do. I bring a book that I want to read. I know I'm going to be sitting there. I want to read it. There's nobody there. It's quiet, it's silent. You just hear the water, the shore line. It's very, very peaceful. You can really concentrate. So I'm reading, and I do my research for, like, this channel as an example. Additionally, I like to set aside time to do things that I normally wouldn't be doing. So I set aside time when I'm at the beach, about 15 minutes, when I'm going to listen to rap music. Oh, unfortunately, my phone doesn't have a connection. The beach is too far in the country. You can't get anything. Can't listen to rap music. Well, that's too bad. All right, but I do have the dedicated reading time. All right, so anyway, I love the water, and people that know me know that I'm not exactly an Olympic swimmer. So my objective going to the beach, being in the water, is to just lounge in the water. Just make it very, very easy for myself. So what do? Well, I figured out from my professional that helps me with my workouts. I don't have a professional, but my professional wants me to do something where I'm going to have a low impact exercise and a very small degree of difficulty. Well, I found out how to do that. Here's my prop. You see this? This is a noodle. All right, it's a noodle. It's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet long. It's a floaty. So what do? I get in the water, I put the floaty like this under my arms, all right, and just hang around, all right? And because the degree of difficulty is 0 and it's incredibly low impact, just lying there. And people kind of, when there's people there, they look at me and they go, he knows what he's doing. But anyway, I came up with a different idea, different concept. Sometimes the lake is very, very calm, and sometimes there's little waves, and sometimes there's huge waves, right? This was a day when there were really, really tiny waves. So I'm there, and it's kind of like life. You're there, you're floating, and the little waves are coming, a little bit at a time, and you go up, you go down, you go up, you down. It's very pleasant, very comfortable, all right? And then occasionally, one of the big boats will come by, or the jet skis will come by where people are going 3,000 miles an hour. And what does that do? That creates waves on the lake. Now, when you're there and it's not, the waves aren't too big, it's actually a great thing because, you get the little waves, and then when the big waves come, wow, that's something to look forward to. In your life, when the big waves come, is it something that you look forward to, or is it something that you tend to shy away from? Just a thought. All right, now here's the main point of this talk. This is what kind of inspired me at the beach. This is called a noodle. All right, and in terms of using the noodle in the water, you want to do 2 things. One is you want to maximize your buoyancy, and the other is you want to minimize the chafing. Okay, so I discovered a new thing. Instead of just putting this thing under my arms and standing there floating, I now put it like this in between my legs and sit on it and adjust it so that I'm, sitting on it and going up and down with the waves, and, I'm up to here and I'm enjoying it. But isn't life exactly like that? Where what you want to do is you want to maximize your buoyancy, keeping your head above water as much as you can, while at the same time minimizing the chafing that it's going to take to get that accomplished. Think about that for a minute. So, the thought came to my mind, are you positioning your noodle for maximum buoyancy and not just keeping your head above water? We have a choice of how about our attitude each and every day. Does that conscious placement of your attitude minimize the chafing and maximize the buoyancy? When you see the little kids yelling and screaming and getting excited, they're doing something at the beach that they don't get to do it at home, and they're all excited, and little kids aren't very good at containing their emotions like we adults. All right, but the point is, when you have that type of an attitude, when you're excited about something, it's so much more fun. It just adds to your day. It just makes your day. It creates a memory. These kids will remember being at the beach. I know that some of the best times that Eli and I have been at the beach. And you see, I have this noodle here. I used to have 2 noodles, but somebody lost it, and I won't mention who it is. Eli, excuse me. All right. So somewhere in Lake Michigan, There's a green noodle floating somewhere, so if somebody picks it up, please return it, all right, because it did cost me a couple of bucks to get it. But my point is this: when you think about life, what you're trying to do is to create buoyancy, to put your head above water, and not be chafed at the same time that you're doing it. And the key thing that determines your happiness is your attitude, and that's something that you can control. And how do I know that? Because you see the little kids, and they're excited, and they're yelling, and they're screaming, and at the same time they're having, you know, the best time of their lives. It's something that they're going to remember. So think about this a little bit. Buoyancy, chafing. Are you using your noodle the correct way so that you can maximize your results? So life is a beach. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.